Well, we are at our new house. Boxes are everywhere. We're still unpacking, and this is the house we almost didn't get.
The bank that pre-approved us said everything was great, and then on the day of closing they said, sorry, we can't give you the loan.
We were renting a house, and we'd already given our notice to move out, so we didn't know where we were going to live. With 3 small children, what do you do? Then we were referred to Kessler Lending Advisors.
Within 4 or 5 days we had a commitment to loan, and then a week and a half later we closed.
We had no idea how important it was to choose the right lender. Now we do.
Everybody, welcome to this week's episode of KLA Now. I'm Cody Kessler, your host for the show. We are coming to you live from the Rockville office of Kessler Lending Advisors, a division of Homebridge Financial Services. This week's show, we got an awesome show. We got a great guest. We're going to be talking about a lot of good topics. But KLA Now, if this is the first time you're checking out our show, this is a show that is designed to bring you all kinds of information about the mortgage industry, real estate industry. We'll talk about buying homes, selling homes, repairing homes, everything in between. But we're a live show. So we might make mistakes. We might say something silly. We're just going to keep on rolling because we are live. We come to you live every Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. So make sure that you tune in and check us out because we always try to bring you great information that is designed for you, the viewer, whether you're a buyer, a seller, or an agent. And we want to talk about things that a lot of people usually don't talk about. So it's really informative, great show. You can always check out previous shows by going to YouTube and searching Kessler Lending. All previous shows are up there, and you can watch any episode that you like at your leisure. So, because we're live, because this is Facebook, we want you to like us and we want you to engage with us. We really like it when you comment, ask us questions, let us know that you're out there. We will say hi to you, and if you do ask a question, we will try to get back to you. I got a whole team of people here that's all they do in life is just answer your questions. So please ask away. We are more than welcome to have the engagement. What to fix when selling? That's today's topic. And we have a great guest that's going to join us in a little bit. His name is Brian Lumpkin of Lumpkin Residential, and he's with Remax Realty Services. I believe he has 2 offices, one in D.C. and one in Bethesda, so he operates in both those areas. This guy is an expert when it comes to this stuff. He represents both buyers and sellers, but the guy's fantastic. He's going to talk about some information, lots of tips that most real estate agents don't talk about. So certainly, if you are in the market or thinking of selling, this is a show that you want to watch, share with your friends, and check it out, okay? So again, I'm Cody Kessler. I'm the host of KLA Now. It's a live Facebook show, and for those of you that are just checking us out, pop over here to this nice little phone that you're seeing that just came up. Turn on, click that button. That way you get live notifications whenever the show comes on. And we're going to be doing a segment here that we always do. Check us out on Instagram. We're going to be talking about some newly listed properties. These are some of the greatest properties in the area, and you can go and check them out. Some of them haven't even been put on the market yet. But go to Instagram and check us out at Kessler Lending. That's how you can make sure that you get all the hot new listings that are coming out from KLA Now and all our realtor parcels associated with it. So, again, questions. Like us, comment. We love it. We have actually a comment from last week that we want to answer here on the show. It came to us from Nick Finelli. Nick asked us if you can get a construction loan using the VA loan benefit? Awesome question, to be honest with you. Chances are Nick is a veteran. In fact, I know that he is. But anybody that is asking a question like that usually has the ability to get a VA loan of some kind. So the reality is, the short version, yes, you can get a VA loan. The VA loan guidelines allow for you to get a construction loan. However, that doesn't mean that every bank on the planet is going to actually allow you to do it. The VA has made it very difficult for banks, mortgage companies, to actually lend on that product. It's extremely complicated. How the draws get done, everything about it actually makes lenders shy away from it, which is the opposite of a normal VA loan. But in this situation, those are the realities. So there's only maybe 1 or 2 banks in the entire country that actually do construction to perm loans using the VA loan benefit. So if anybody has that question, feel free to reach out to me. We can definitely put you in touch with those banks. It is not Homebridge, unfortunately. But there are, like I said, 1 or 2 banks out there that do it. So hopefully that's a great question, or a great answer to your question, Nick. We appreciate the interaction. Thanks for asking, my friend. Okay, so that interaction, what that does is that allows us, if you like and comment, we pick one random person who likes and comments during the show, and then we give them away a $25 gift card. So this week's winner, our good friend Sheila Rowley Hill. You just won this week's $25 Starbucks gift card. Your next cup is on us, Sheila. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and sharing. Don't forget, make sure that you like and comment and share so that you can enter in, and maybe it'll be you next week. Okay, guys, new segment. So here's the real estate news this week. Our first topic that we're going to talk about, this is actually pretty interesting. So Facebook has decided to ban ethnic affinity target for housing-related ads. Why is this important? There are so many real estate agents out there that use Facebook to market, to draw up new business, and actually most industries do now, but specifically real estate industries. There was a conference just earlier this week where a number of real estate agents were actually asking about specifically Facebook marketing. This changes everything, considering that now they've made the announcement, and Aaron Egan, who's the VP of U.S. Public Policy and the privacy officer, chief privacy officer of Facebook, they made this announcement on November 11th that basically says it is no longer, because they're deeming it they're deeming it to be something that is a discriminatory action against specific demographics, whether that be age, race, or location, or what have you. But you can't do it anymore. Where before you could go in and target your ads to specific demographics, you can no longer do that, guys. So thanks so much, Facebook, for making these things easy to use. Greatly appreciate that. If you are looking to get advice now on how to actually work around these things, and if you're a real estate agent and you want to learn about how to do social media, we do a lot of social media. We do a lot of social media marketing, that's for sure. We're going to be doing a seminar sometime in the coming days, so we will let you know if you are interested. But if you're a real estate agent and you want to get some advice on how to set up your Facebook, make sure that you get with us and ask us about when that seminar is. It's going to be one that you don't want to miss. Next article that we want to talk about. Drone use rises in the construction industry. So if you're a real estate agent and you do listings, you may or may not have enlisted the use of a drone to do photos of the property. Flyover photos, elevated photos, photos of the entire property. It's actually pretty commonly and widely used these days. But to see it actually on the rise in the construction industry is, I don't want to say surprising, but what they're using it for is actually a little surprising. It's actually pretty cool. What they're doing is they're checking out, they're conducting site surveys, and they're making, the logistics and planning of these surveys are being made much easier by using these drones. Drone usage is up. I believe the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, has I can't remember the exact number, but I mean, it's skyrocketing. So you've obviously got a lot of people that are using it privately. It's great to see the construction and real estate industries using them. If you are using them, we would love to hear some feedback about what your clients think of these images, and how much easier it is to sell a house when you're listing the use of a drone. Last article that we're going to discuss today. We are going to talk about how the new rules that have come out recently October 1st, 2016, and how agents represent buyers and sellers. So when you go back prior to this, they actually used to say that there are 5 different types of agents. They're the presumed buyer, the buyers, sellers, and cooperating dual agents. Sorry, I had to kind of peek around the I couldn't see exactly what I was saying on that last part. But now it's only 4. So you got buyers, sellers, dual, and sub agents, okay? So really what this means is, in the gist of this article, which you can see all these links up on the screen, the gist of this one, and I'll give you a great example. A lot of buyers walk into an open house. You start talking to the listing agent that's there. The new rule now says that the listing agent has to make an announcement to you that they represent the buyer. Because the assumption is this: if you don't have a buyer's agent, or you have a written buyer's agent agreement, if you want more information on that, feel free to contact us. But there's certainly an advantage to getting a buyer's agent agreement. But if you don't have one of those, any agent that you are talking to in an open house setting is assumed to represent the seller, and any of that information, I don't want to say can be used against you, but it's certainly, you need to understand that that information should be kept close, because that person could represent somebody that you might or might not be negotiating against in the future. So keep that in mind. Agents, if you need more information on this, again, we'll probably be putting it together a CE class on this, but we did a show on this where Jill Michael's title, joined us. So we'll put a link up to that show. You can go back and check us out there. And then we'll put out information in the near future of when we're going to be doing an entire CE class on that. So stay tuned to get more information on that. All right, next segment, market rate update. Boy, do we have some good information for you this week. As probably a few of you have heard, the presidential candidate, Donald Trump, won the election and is now our president-elect. And while many people, including our own pundits, predicted that the market would drop based upon a Trump election, the equity markets have soared to a new high. Global economics have somewhat stabilized for many different facets, but as you can see here, the national average has crept up quite a bit. You have seen mortgage rates jump substantially, 3/8 just about in rate, which is a big jump, and it's done in such a short period of time. Stand by. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if the equity markets are going to hold, because they have hit a new all-time high. They may have a slight bit of pullback and a little bit of reverberation once things settle down or more news comes out. But as of right now, this is what we've seen based upon the first week, essentially, of Donald Trump being president-elect. So we'll tune in next week to see what happens in the following week. So again, guys, I'm Cody Kessler. You're watching KLA Now, which is a live Facebook show. Check us out over here. Click on tune or turn on right now. You'll get the live notifications of when the show comes on. Like us, comment, enter yourself in to win a chance to win a $25 Starbucks gift card. We will give that away to one random person who likes and comments during the show. Next, hot new listings. This is what everybody keeps talking about. We love the interaction. We love all the submissions that we're getting for hot new listings. So please, realtors, keep them coming. If you want information on how to do that, we'll get that up on the screen as well. Listing number 1, coming to us from a great real estate agent with Keller Williams Capital Properties, Wendy Messenger. She has a listing. It is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-level townhouse with a patio, jetted tub in the master bathroom, steps away from the metro. Everybody likes that. Coming on the market at $595,000. Wendy's information is up on the screen. If you would like to check this property out, give Wendy a call. I'm sure she'd love to show it to you. Listing number 2, coming to us, another great agent, Susanna Zoe. 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, gourmet chicken. Not a gourmet chicken. She might make gourmet chicken. You could probably make gourmet chicken in this gourmet kitchen, but yeah, certainly it's got custom closets, wardrobe, hardwood floors throughout. She's putting it on the market at $474,000. That includes the chicken. Listing number 3, Elizabeth McLaren. Awesome. This is the first listing that she's put up, so we're happy to get it on the show for you. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, new carpets, hardwood floors, open concept. Everybody loves those, so definitely check out this property. It looks like it's had some work done to it. Great view of the mountains. So if you've got that, the desire to see the country. Not everybody likes the city living. Check this property out. It looks fantastic. Coming on the market at $393,500. If anybody has any questions for Elizabeth, her information's up on the screen. Make sure you check it out. Call with any questions or to schedule a viewing for that property. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Brian Lumpkin from Lumpkin Residential, RE/MAX Realty Services, is going to be joining us, where we talk about what to fix before selling your home. We'll be right back. See you after the break. Hey guys, welcome back. You are watching KLA Now. I am Cody Kessler, your host for today's show. Want to just kind of touch back real quick. We are jumping into a great topic today. What to fix before selling. Before we get into the topic, I want to give you a quick reminder. You are watching a live Facebook show. The fact that we are live means that if there is a mistake, if we say something silly, we're just going to keep rolling with it because it is a live show. But with that, we love interaction. We really actually want to encourage you guys, like us, comment. We are here to ask questions. Both Brian and I will try to give you the good answers, but we also have a team of people that are there that will respond with any question or comment that you guys have. That to include, we pick one lucky random person every week that did comment and like the show to win a $25 gift card. So please make sure you have that interaction with us. We really, really enjoy it. Okay? So, the topic, what to fix before selling. We're doing this because we get a lot of questions from people, and actually a lot of these people are sometimes, ironically, agents, and they want to know exactly what we think that should be repaired on the front end based upon what a bank appraisal would look like. So an appraiser is going to walk through the property, and it's going to be done by the bank, and the value of the home is really something that's obviously important. So most people want to sell their property for the most money that they can get. And so today we have an expert that's going to join us to talk to you exactly what you should be doing as a lister or a seller in order to repair your property before you get it on the market so that you can get top dollar out of that thing. So with no further ado, let me introduce today's guest. We got Brian Lumpkin from Lumpkin Residential. He is an associate with RE/MAX Realty Services out of Bethesda and Washington, D.C. offices.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, great. So, sir, welcome to the show, man. I greatly appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So, let me ask you this: what to fix before selling? So, what do you do when you get a property and you're listing that property? You're a listing agent. When you walk through that property for the first time, what are the things that you are looking for? And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to tell you, this guy is an expert at this stuff. So, if there's somebody that you want to talk to about this, if you are listing a property and you want to know exactly what you do, this is the guy that you want to talk about. This is why we got him on the show. So when you're walking through the property with that listing agent, what are you looking for? What are some of the things that you see in the property that you want to identify?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Cody.
Absolutely.
Some of the things I talk with them as I walk through the house of, what have you updated? Talk to me about the house. How long have you lived here? Why did you fix the roof? Why did you put a new kitchen in? Things of that nature. Along the same lines, when I have the conversation with them, I tell them we got to look the part.
Yeah.
Right. We have to look the part. First appearances are everything.
Yep.
So if they don't have an updated kitchen or the paint colors are off, I always give them.
Does that make a big deal? Because a lot of people don't understand. Like I would say that. And again, correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of agents walk in, and that's actually a standard. They'll paint the place.
Yeah.
And they'll say they paint it like a neutral color, right?
Yeah.
So is that a big deal, or is that something that kind of?
Yeah, no, it is. So
Okay.
this morning I was walking through a house in Bethesda with a client, and there was 5 different paint colors on the main level. 5. The house, believe it or not, was an amazing house, an amazing location, but the buyer literally couldn't get through all the paint colors. She's just like, I can't visualize the house. So she's like, let's go look at another house. So
We find that a lot of people have that problem.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't visually, change the paint color. They can't, move furniture or move walls or anything like that.
Yeah.
So if you are a seller, you have to understand you got to get your property ready so that the people that are it's not you've lived there. It's not your house anymore. You're trying to get somebody else to buy it. So taking the advice of somebody like Brian to get this thing ready so that people can visualize that when they walk in, pretty important.
Yeah.
So what are some of the other things that you look for, as you're walking through? Some of the things that are key to you.
Yeah, so the major systems, how old is your HVAC system? Looking at your landscaping, how old is your water heater?
Landscape, really?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
That's the first appearance, right? When you get out of the car, what are you looking at first?
Curb appeal.
Curb appeal, right? You're gonna have to have great web appeal and curb appeal to sell a house.
What do you do during the winter when when you don't have blooming flowers and things like that? Are there any things that you can recommend during the winter time?
Well, if I'm fortunate enough to sit down with a client knowing that we're going to sell their house in that winter time frame, I'll try to prepare pictures in the fall, right? So we have a great picture, so that shows on the web. Obviously, we have to deal with elements when people are coming into the house with snow on the ground, things like that.
Yeah.
We can't do much about it. But as of right now in the fall, there's a lot of leaves on the ground. People need to clean, rake up those leaves, so when people walk out of the house, they can actually walk out of the car. They can feel like they're home.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the first appearance. First appearance is absolutely everything.
Okay, so anything outside of making the first appearance, that seems like that's the biggest thing. You just look for the overall cleanliness, making it feel like it's home.
Yeah.
Systems, you mentioned, paint color would seem to be big,
Paint,
and updated kitchen, bathrooms, things like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay. Anything else that's like kind of, I guess, I don't want to say that would be out of the norm?
No, but I mean, one thing I would like to, when we have families, we like to put pictures of our families on the wall.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, we tell folks to bring those down off the wall and potentially replace it with some art.
Yeah.
And that's
Talk a little bit about why that is. I mean, because not only is this guy great on the listing side of things, he's a fantastic buyer's agent, represents his buyers extremely well. So talk to us about that. If you've been walking through a property, people kind of get weirded out by faces looking at them.
Yeah, exactly right. It just goes back to
Who's watching?
Exactly, with all the dolls.
Nanny cams.
It gets back to just decluttering the house. They want to walk in to the house. They feel like they can walk right in, turnkey. This is the house I want. I don't want to have to envision myself.
So a comfort factor is really what it is. Okay, great.
Right.
So if I walk into a house, like you walk into a model house, like a builder house or something like that,
Yeah.
none of those things exist. The pictures are all the generic stuff. So I didn't even think about that because I walk in there and I feel like, I don't want to say that, I feel like you kind of own the place.
Right. Yeah.
There's nothing there's a sales associate floating around, but you know that nobody's living there, so you don't feel like you're intruding.
Exactly.
Okay.
A lot of times we think about who our buyers going to be.
Yeah.
A traditional family, like move-up buyers, millennials, first-time home buyers. So we, a lot of times, have to try to tailor what we put in the house, how we stage the house to that. Obviously, location plays a part in that.
Yep. So okay, great. All right, so let's move on to the second thing we're talking about. What, in your opinion, what are the top 3 things that a seller should look to fix in order to get top dollar?
Right. So we talked about when I walked through the house. I talk about some of the major systems.
Yeah.
Gutters and roof. I mean, again, it's first appearance.
Yeah.
If they walk to the front of the house and see part of the gutters falling off, automatically it's going to raise a red flag.
Yep.
And then they're going to start in their minds looking at other things in the
Other
house
things.
to pull out and think that they're
Like
negative.
standard maintenance,
Exactly.
things like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how, in your opinion, does that actually increase the value that you can get or command?
I think so. I mean, I think because along with that, it shows a pride of ownership. If you're walking through the house and we have new roofs, we have newer windows, the house has been cleaned, it's staged or not staged, but they're staged with some of the furniture that's already been in the house.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be like, this is a house I want. They've taken great care of a house.
Yeah.
And it does make a great difference, especially being on the buy side, seeing that perspective and hearing my clients talk about it. It definitely makes a huge difference.
Yeah, that's huge. I didn't even think of the pride of ownership. How well do you take care? Because I've never bought a house from someone else, but I bought vehicles.
Right.
And actually, I was just I bought a motorcycle, and I sent pictures of my motorcycle to the guy that I bought it from, showing him all the work that I did on it, and the response that I got from him, he was so happy and proud because he took so much pride in that bike that he had. And so I understand that. So that's actually a really good point that probably a lot of people miss.
Yeah.
All right, so what would the next thing be?
Well, I mean, going back to what you were just talking about, first-time home buyers, what are they going to be their most major expenses?
Yeah.
It's going to be your HVAC system, your roof, your windows, your kitchen, your plumbing.
Yeah.
So if all those are fixed or up to date, it's less money they have to spend on that as they move in. Obviously, this is the largest investment they have.
So again, another mentality kind of thing where you're saying, okay, if this is a first-time home buyer, they don't want the maintenance.
Right.
They don't have to worry about that. There's a lot of that stuff that they don't even realize how
Exactly.
expensive it is to upkeep
Yeah.
a home and things like that. Okay, that's a great point. All right, you got a third one for me?
You know, outside living, how do you maintain your outside? You know, do you have a patio? Do you not have a patio?
Yeah.
Has that been power washed? You know, have you power washed the outside? Have you power washed your steps? A lot of times we say bringing value can just putting pavers down on your front walkway.
Something as simple as
yeah,
that.
it's simple, right? I mean, if you don't want to spend a lot of money renovating or updating, you know, clean, declutter. And believe it or not, people actually say that smell is kind of a big factor in this.
Yeah.
You know, paint, obviously picking that neutral color.
Yeah, I mean, again, you hit on smell.
Yeah.
That's huge, you know, because people don't, and again, this is kind of a weird topic that we're talking about here, but you don't smell your own smell in your house,
Yeah.
you know, and you walk
Yeah.
into somebody else's. So yeah, that's interesting. You know, do you ever get uncomfortable? Do you bring that up to your clients?
In a conversation just like this,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of times they'll ask me, "Hey, should we make cookies before the open house?" Or, "Yeah, go ahead, make cookies." But you know, prior to listing, you know, I always just encourage all my clients put some air fresheners, light some candles on a nightly basis,
Yeah.
on a daily basis. It actually makes a big difference, because what happens is when you walk into a house, sometimes if you get a musty smell, or people start thinking, you know, mold or water intrusion, things like
Yeah.
that. So you just want to take that out of the game. So you do that by taking the steps to actually fix that and correct it.
There's a lot of that smell, and not to kind of hound on this or harp on it, but does a lot of that smell live in the carpet? So do you ever recommend removing the carpet?
Yeah, so, you know, there's obviously two approaches with the carpet. It's, you know, depending how new the carpet is, if they have families and it's a high traffic
Yeah.
area, we'll say, hey, just steam clean it,
Yeah.
and that we should be okay. If it's a loose carpet and it's buckling in certain places, hey, so let's replace it. Yeah.
Okay. Those are actually great tips that are outside of what I believe the standard. So what are the standard ones? You know, is it kitchen, bathroom? You know, you
Yeah.
get those things up, and
Yeah.
do you have any idea of what the value might be? So somebody, and look at it from, you know, somebody that's watching this, it's really, they're thinking about listing their property, and they've got a non-renovated kitchen and a non-renovated bathroom. And again, this is kind of I'm giving you a tough question to answer here, but just ballpark. You know, you can say, hey, this is approximately, or why we believe that if you spent this money on renovating the bathroom,
Right.
this is approximately what I see,
Right.
that you might be able to get more on that.
Right.
And maybe that doesn't even translate into a dollar amount. Maybe that just translates into you can sell your house quicker,
Right.
because that's also
Yeah.
important, right?
I think it's that. It's you're going to sell your house quicker. Not so much of a dollar amount, but
Yeah.
also when you have that demand and people see that you've had that prior ownership,
Yeah.
you're going to have the demand and you're going to have the multiple offers, and that's when you actually then are able to increase in price, and then obviously get the terms that you want. Which I think in a contract, obviously price is great, but terms I think are amazing.
And you've done, I mean, I've watched several, and when I say several, I'm actually probably very light on that. Multiple contracts, your properties sell in days on the market,
Right.
and generally I've been seeing most of them sell for more than list price.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fantastic. Guys, if I'm listing my property, this is a guy that I'm talking to, but that's why we had him on the show today, to really give you guys an idea. Some of the ideas that he's been giving are not your everyday standard stuff. You know, and that's really what makes a great agent, is somebody that's going to think outside of the box for you, talk to you about those things so that you can move, because a lot of agents are very simplistic when they think about these things. It's okay, well, we got two options. We can either sell it as is, and if we sell it as is, you're going to sell it for this much lower than market,
Right.
or we can put money into it and we can fix it. But again, the reality is by doing these things at the guidance of an expert. I can give you an example. This is real time. An agent walked into a listing that somebody in my family is trying to sell, and basically said, you got to paint everything. You got to do this, you got to do that. Had them spend a ton of money, and then on the other end of this says, well, we got to sell it as is, and we got to sell it for less than market value. Unfortunately, my family member didn't call me, didn't call one of the agents that I work with, went and did this on their own. This transaction has gone terribly. And so those are the types of things that, guys, you got to watch out for. Selecting the right agent is so important when you go through these transactions. They earn every penny when they are a good agent. So don't short on that. Do your due diligence. Talk to multiple agents. Ask them lots of questions. The things that we're talking about today, that should be part of your interview process. You know, it's not just about how much money you're going to spend on marketing my property and where you're going to throw this. It really is about what are the things that you can do, what are the strategies, and if a realtor can't convey that, that might be a good idea for you to shake hands, stand up, and walk away. All right, so give me some some recap on this. Any piece of information, anything at all that you would want to tell everybody that's watching.
Yeah, I mean, let's look the part when you're getting ready to sell your house. Take it seriously. First appearances are everything. And understand the pride of ownership, whether you're not selling next week or next year, that while you live in your house, take care of your house. Have pride, and when it's time to sell, it's going to make a huge difference.
All right, so you brought up one last statement I want to ask you here. So preparing your house for the market, ideally. A lot of people probably call you up and they say, hey, I need to sell real quick. Obviously puts everybody in an awkward position. So ideally, if you could say, do this, follow this, how much lead time do you like to have with your clients to get a house prepared?
15, 30 days is really what I would like to have. And I'm sitting down with a lot of folks right now as they're just interviewing and trying to understand if they sell in the market, what they should do. And we're having a lot of decluttering conversations, right? And they're great, and we're putting a solid game plan together for them so when at the end of February and the first week of March, they're not scrambling to get on the market and be first in.
Got it. Great strategy. So guys, again, this was fantastic. Such a great time, man. Thank you for joining us. Great information. Again, this is Brian Lumpkin, Lumpkin Residential. He's a member of Remax Realty Services. He works out of Washington, D.C. and the Bethesda location. Fantastic. If anybody has a question for Brian, reach out to him directly. His information is going to be up on the screen. And also you can catch him. What's the best place for people to get a hold of you if they want to reach him?
So just directly text 301-520-5818, or you can check me out on Facebook at Lumpkin Residential. Those are all great places to get a hold of me.
Awesome. Okay, well, guys, thank you for watching. But if you are checking this show out, again, this is a live show. It's KLA Now. Hit the notification. Hit the button and let you know when we're going live so that you can get this information real time. But remember, please like us here on Facebook. Share us. We're here / Kessler Lending Team on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Kessler_lending. And you can also check us out on Instagram to get information on all those hot new listings that we're talking about. And on Twitter, we are at Kessler Lending. So if anybody has any questions for us, please always feel free to reach out to us. You can reach us by phone, 240-403-7233. Email us at KesslerLendingAdvisors@homebridge.com, or you can check us out on the web at KesslerLendingAdvisors.com. We have been getting a ton of submissions for the hot new listings, so keep them coming. We enjoy it. We love getting them out there, and hopefully it's as good information and doing a benefit to the listing agents that are giving us to us. So that is all that we got for you today. Brian, thank you again for joining us, and we will see you on the next episode of KLA Now.
Well, we are at our new house. Boxes are everywhere. We're still unpacking, and this is the house we almost didn't get.
The bank that pre-approved us said everything was great, and then on the day of closing, they said, sorry, we can't give you the loan.
We were renting a house, and we'd already given our notice to move out, so we didn't know where we were going to live. With 3 small children, what do? Then we were referred to Kessler Lending Advisors.
Within 4 or 5 days, we had a commitment to loan, and then a week and a half later, we closed.
We had no idea how important it was to choose the right lender. Now we do.